All right, so look at this. Yeah. This is the guy that I had in here. That's a little Pioneer 8, and it blew on me. I can feel that. That voice coil froze up. But that was underneath the console, and I'm sizing it up for this JL sealed box with this quite old 500 watt JL 10, and 500 watts at 4 ohms. That Memphis amp back there does 1,000 watts at 1 ohm, so should be doing about 250 watts at 4 ohms, and I believe it will work out pretty good, match up to this pretty good. And but I don't know, the sizing is a little wonky, so let me get it repositioned here. I'm just kind of doing some experimentation to figure out whether or not it can get in there, how it's going to fit and whatnot. But just the preliminary thing says that it just might work, so we'll see. All right, so I moved that out of the way. As you can see, this was a ground zero 6.5 inch ported enclosure that had a amplifier built into it, but I turned it into an enclosure for that little 8. But like I said, the 8, that's definitely a voice coil rubbing. Just couldn't take the power that I was giving it, so it said nope. I could bore that hole out to fit a 10, but it would have to be a thin 10, and that is not a thin 10. So we're going to see if that box will fit underneath there next, because I have one dimension's on the line, the next dimension looks like it might be on the line, but we're going to see how that works. All right, so I had redesigned this console where I could remove it with 4 screws. The 4 screws screw through the big hole in the back, down into that metal bracket there, and that holds it in place, and so it makes it easy to take in and out. That's as far forward as I can go. It needs to go down to go any further forward, but I think it might work. I'm gonna have to take the bracket out and then put the box in, but I'm concerned that I'm not going to have enough room for the sub, so we'll see. We're going to keep going and see how that works. Now, bear in mind that the sub box can't come back any further than where this bracket is now, so basically it's got to stop at the steering wheel control, or the airbag controller down there. It's going to basically just cover up the airbag controller and stop it so that I can get the bracket back in. And then we got to see how everything else fits. It's going to be tight, but interesting. All right, so I got the bracket out, and let's see here. This will fit in here. Okay, that does fit and slide up under here, and it's going to be close because, well, that's as far as it's going. Honestly, it's as far as it needs to go, because that's where that speaker will be, right there, which is not a bad spot for it. Everything should fit except for some of the internal stuff, but the bracket, which sets position for everything, needs to go forward about 3 inches from where it is. It's back too far. That said, I might just be able to attach the console to the box and just let static keep it in place. So We're gonna have to make some modifications. The cubby hole won't be here, as this kind of kills the cubby hole. But I'm going to tell you right now, I know how good this is going to sound. If you're wondering if I can flip it over upside down, yes, but it wouldn't fit if I did, because these ridges would raise the whole enclosure up, and instead of it being a depression here, you would have a straight piece, and it literally just wouldn't go under here. So it wouldn't fit this way. The ridges would actually pretty much clear the subwoofer enough to where it could play upside down, which would be great, but it wouldn't fit. It has to be this shape here to fit underneath the dash, so it's going to have to be this way. So I'm going to have to do some modifications to make the rest of it work, but I'm more interested in sound than in the perfect solution here. So we'll see how this goes. Interesting. All right, so investigating. This frame here, which used to go all the way around, I've got it cut back. It's going to have to come all the way out to make room for that corner. And there's these, see if I can show them, these things here are going to have to come out. This whole frame's going to have to come out of the inside of the whole front section, and leaving just the shell to make this all fit. So I've got to get this internal frame that I've already cut down, like 90% of it's removed, and just take it out and end it back here somewhere, so the front will only be the outer shell that you see. That's what we're going to have to do. All right, so now I have the shell off of the rest of it back here in the back seat, but kind of got a preliminary fit going on, and what I can see is that there'll need to be some trimming happening to make it sit down flat, but the console's in about the right spot, so I think we're going to be able to make this work. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have cup holders, so here's a little sample of thunder horns. I've been playing around with the mix and the tune a little bit and the positioning. Pulled it back here and then pushed it back forward. And overall, I like the blend of it up forward better. Just trying to figure out exactly where I'm working it in at. There's no sub in the back turned on. All you're hearing is front stage. I got it cranked up pretty good right now. Yeah, baby. That sounds pretty good. Now I just got to come up with a way to make it into a console. Hopefully keep my drink holder incorporated somehow or another, but that may not happen. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, base comes before drink holder. Only about that much though. So, okay, here's another option. I've got this old box, and there's a sub stuck in here with a wire hanging out. And that sub actually works. It's just missing this dust cap. That's another JL sub, but that's not important. What's important is the box. This box is designed to go under the back seat of a extended cab Ford pickup, but it's got this cutout down here, and it's not very thick. It could conceivably work in one way or the other. I'm not really sure how yet, but I do see that there are the potential for that thing to go in the console. I think it's about the right width, because this sub is the same model as the other one. This is actually a newer one. It's just missing it actually blew its own dust cap off. In case you guys are wondering, the sub was rocking so hard that it literally launched its own dust cap. These JLs, man, I love these subs. Anyway, this is the thing. I've had this thing kicking around for a minute. I could transplant the other sub in. I could put a dust cap on that one. The main thing I'm interested in is the enclosure. I know this is a good sounding enclosure too. It's designed for a downfiring scenario, so you know it's got some protection in that regard. But with that cutout, I might be able to make that work somehow or another. Slide that part up under the dash, and therefore leaving more room back here for the console to fit. Because if I can get that to all go up under the dash up to this point, then cut off back here, I may have enough room to be able to put the bracket in there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But so yeah, we'll see. If I use it in this configuration, which is what I'm thinking, I haven't gone out there and test fitted it yet. I'm probably going to have to trim off this whole foot. So this part will get cut off. This ledge will get cut off. This back ledge will get cut off. That's all. It's a weird shape anyway. It kind of goes downhill. It's designed to fit in a pickup truck, a specific spot. But I can take a jigsaw and just give it the old terrorist beans and just cut that right off all the way down here, right to there, and make a more uniform shape. But that's wrote inside the box. It's probably like a model number or whatever, so if you guys want to Google that or whatever, you can figure it out. But I'm gonna take it out there and see how it looks like it's gonna go. Oh yeah, in case you guys are wanting to know what sub that was, there you go. 10W1. Yeah, these are great little subwoofers. They really are. I've really been happy with these W1s. Anyway, all right, fit in there like this. That does fit, but it still doesn't go under far enough because just the length hits the end, and it doesn't go under far enough to get the bracket back in there. It's pretty close. It's really close, right there at the edge. Let me see. All right, so that goes there, right? It's just right there. Now, I don't really need this corner. I could bend this. I could probably make this work right here, which would allow me to screw the bracket in. But that'd put the armrest in place, but that wouldn't give me my cup holders. So I have another idea. I want to show you my other idea. Are you ready for this? Check this out. Right? It even still has the ledge on it. I haven't even cut it off. And look at there. So if I come up under here, the bracket goes. Still Still a little bit short, but I think if I trim this off right here straight and just have 3 mounting points, I think we can make this work. I do believe we can. So that'll put it about, oh yeah, see those tabs have to line up with that down there, and that's about over those things right now. So, and then that's right there under the edge. So yeah, I think we can do the jam, and that put the sub way up under there, which is where I like it anyway, most forward, and with lots of clearance. Let's see if we can see that. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of clearance. I mean, the thing is fitting for the floor is fitting up under the dash here, so I know there's room. There's a ton of room under there. So yeah, I don't even have to, you know, hacksaw the sign off necessarily. I'm digging it, guys. I am going to have to make some modification of that bracket, but and guess what? That leaves cup holders. Whenever you can have cup holders and base, yay! That's the trifecta right there. Here's a quick and dirty dry fit. So that'll snap right in. There's plenty of clearance. And yeah, heck yeah, man. All right, after a bit of shoving this way and a bit of tweaking with the pipe wrench on this bracket, I made it fit. Now I just gotta pull it out, put sub in there and more stuff. Although it seemed like it was going to fit and everything, and it probably would have, I went ahead and busted out old Billy Bob Hack and Slash, my $5 jigsaw from like 20 years ago, and gave it some superficial wounds. So yeah, it'll be fine. The bullet went straight through. It didn't hit anything vital, so we're good. All right, this is the other box, the JL box. Got a nice polyfill in it. I think I'm gonna pull this polyfill out of here and transfer it over to Hack and Slash to get that extra low end out of that small enclosure. Yeah, good times all around. Don't tell the guys at JL Audio that I'm defacing this. They'll be completely bent out of shape. I'm also going to transfer this terminal cup from this one to this one because this one has the screw type receivers on the inside and that has the blade type. I don't like those, and I like these connections better, so I'm just going to transfer that over to there. See what I mean? This one has the little bolts, screws, very secure, whereas the other one has these stupid blades. So not a fan. We should be good to go here. All right, so this is a sub that came out of the little JL box, and it's a 2.4. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that's 2.4 ohms. JL's weird. Sometimes they do weird ohm loads, but when I tested this the other day, it tested out to like 3 point something ohms. So maybe this is a 4 ohm. Maybe that's just a version 2 4 ohm. Not sure. Anyway, that's what this guy looks like on the back. This is the newer version, or this is the older version of that sub. And that one that's in the house that I showed earlier, it was, you buy it separate. as an individual subwoofer and put it in whatever. This subwoofer actually came in that box that you guys saw when we took it out of. So they're not as pretty on the back. They don't have the nice chrome bit back here, but it should be the same exact sub. So that other one was the newer version. Again, it's V3. That's probably what that means, V3. So it's newer than this one, but I got to put a dust cap on it before I play it. It works fine, but I don't want to be running around without a dust cap, because you'll wind up with, especially in this situation, you'll wind up with all kinds of crap falling down in there in that gap and everything getting broken. But there you go. So V2, yeah, 1V2 4. Anyway, there's the back side and all the goodness going on in there. Get this sucker mounted. Still going to have to do some modifying right here. I got the console piece, the internal piece in here. Now, this has completely been gutted before, but I'm going to gut it some more. So I got to get these pieces out here so it'll sit down where it belongs. Not too bad though. I just got to knock out these corners right here, and I'll use Bad Bob to, you know, modify that.